It's Mew Mew. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Dana, aka Blondie Knots here on YouTube, and today I have such a fun and exciting video planned for us. So I don't know what your Instagram Explore page looks like, but mine has been flooded with this purse lately. It is all over, it is everywhere, everyone has one, everyone wants one, whatever. So I took it upon myself to look into this viral bag, and it is $1,400. I believe the brand name is pronounced Mew Mew. It is not a brand I've heard of before, but that means nothing because I don't have any designer bags, so what do I know? But this is the purse that we are going to be making today, and I've seen a couple of creators making these already on Instagram Shorts. Thought immediately I had to make one for myself. Now, I'm not mad about the price of $1,400 because I am assuming this means that whoever made the bag is getting fairly compensated for their work. Imagine that. Someone gets compensated for their crochet work. So for that, I love Mew Mew, if that is the case, and I love that this bag is expensive. But being a crochet artist and also being someone who cannot go buy a $1,400 bag, I thought this would make for the perfect video for us to just make one together. I really have no plans going into this video as of now. I haven't really mapped it out too much. I have a little bit of an idea of what I want to do, but I kind of wanted to walk through it with you guys, tell you everything I'm going to be doing to make this bag in case you want to try to make one for yourself. So the other thing I'm doing to challenge myself for this video is I'm only going to be using scrap yarn. That is my rule. I have so much yarn back here that I have no business buying yarn just to create this project. I'm just going to have to get some colors close if I don't have like exact replicas, which is going to be
a little challenging for me.
I love things to be exact when I want them to be exact, but I'm sure we can make do. The only thing I did buy for this project was, if you take a closer look at this bag, I'm gonna zoom in on an area here so you can really kind of see what I'm talking about. There is what looks to be like a sparkly yarn or some kind of sparkly element to the bag, and I love that part of it. At first, I was just gonna omit it and not do it, but I was like, no, we need the sparkle. So I did look at Joann because I know they have the Big Twist Twinkle yarn, and I thought, oh, I'll just get like a green in that and a blue. I think those are the two main sparkle colors of the bag, and I'll just use those for that. Then I thought about how I am not going to use this twinkle yarn for literally any other project ever. This is not a yarn I can see myself gravitating towards in the future, and also it's $7 a skein. So that is kind of how I got to this scrap yarn place of the journey. But after I thought about it a little bit, I got the wheels turning, and I thought I could use hair tinsel and just crochet the hair tinsel in as I go along with the colors I need. So I found this pack of hair tinsel on Amazon. It has all different colors, so I can throw the sparkle color in wherever I want it to be, wherever I need it to be. Each piece is about 48 inches long, so it's a pretty good amount of sparkle per piece, and I can just tie them together if need be, if I need more. I think this is going to be a good way around getting sparkle in our project without buying new yarn for this project and this project only. I think we're basically just gonna hop right into the bag. I really can't wait much longer. I will show you. I did work up the bottom of the bag a little bit off camera last night just to get an idea of what I want the bag to look like, make sure this was an achievable goal for this video. So I'll show you really quick kind of what I have. The bottom is also the most difficult part of the bag because you can't really see it. Like, this was my reference photo, and I just had to zoom in and kind of hope for the best. But I think I got pretty close. I think I'm gonna do one more row before I fasten off the bag for good, and then we'll start working on the fun part, which is the sides. I am using double crochet for this bag. The whole entire construction of the bag, I'm gonna use double crochet. I'm already loving it. I love the size. Also, for reference, in case you're gonna try to make this bag along with me, this will not be a proper tutorial, but I will pinpoint all the important details in this video in case you are looking to do it. But this is gonna be a learn as I go, so I don't have like an exact instructional video for you, so bear with me. The row is 34 double crochets long for the bottom of the bag. That's where we're at now. But with all that being said, I just wanted to kind of get you up to speed on where we're at with the bag, what I'm thinking about in my head, how I want this project to go. I am going to check back in with you in just a moment once I have a little bit more of the bag constructed, and we can talk about how we're going to go about the front and back of the bag. So very excited. Let's jump right into it. I don't want to wait anymore. I just want to get this bag going. All right, so it's been a little while later and I have finished up the bottom panel. I ended up finding this green color, which I feel like on camera, actually it's looking really kind of light green blue, but it's a little more, it's called rainforest green. I don't know. And it's a little bit closer to the color in the inspo photo. So I'm going to continue on with this one. It's taken everything in me not to take it all the way back to the first row and redo this first line, but I'm going to be strong and just keep going on because I think that's a waste just for one row of the bottom, and everything else I'm really happy with the way it looks. This is going to be a lot of ends to weave in though, I will say. So we do have the bottom panel all completed. This ended up being 9 rows in total, and I feel like this is a perfect size for the depth and width of the bag. I'm very happy with this. So while we were waiting for the hair tinsel to show up, I did kind of start working the front of the bag a little bit, so I'll show you my progress on that. Here's where we are with the front of the bag. This is like actually technically the front, so I'll show you this side. Not that it really matters, but we are working the colors to the best of my ability of what I can see in the photos, trying to copy that as well as possible. I have doubled up a lot of colors to create the same effect they had going on, and I'm really happy with the way this is looking so far. I did notice when I was starting the front of this bag, when you are constructing a purse bag of any sort, if you just make 2 panels that are, so this is 34 double crochets wide, so if you just make 2 panels that are 34 double crochets wide only, and you pop them together, they're gonna lay flat against each other like this, and your bag is gonna have no depth to it. So for this purse, you can see, I'll show you the side of the bag here. The seam is very clearly visible on this bag, and it's very clearly in the middle of the side of the bag, which makes things easy for me because all I had to do was extend the bag a couple double crochets on each side so we can wrap it around and slip stitch it on each side to the bag. And so we're also gonna be able to create that center seam and then be able to have a good amount of depth in the bag without creating a whole entire side panel. I hope that kind of makes sense what I'm talking about. I've never done this before, but I think I'm really gonna enjoy the concept. I accounted for like 4.5 double crochets on each side so we can meet it in the middle at that 9 and create that nice seam up. But for every double crochet spot, I'm going to add 2 chains. I hope I'm not losing you on that. Here you can see there's 4 double crochets. We have the green row, the pink row, the orange row, and the blue row. So for every double crochet row, I chained an extra 2. I don't want the bag to be like bubbling and buckling because it's trying to really stretch over those double crochets. I wanted to give it plenty of room. So I added an extra 8 chains for each side. I know this is like an uneven amount of rows, but I'm honestly just going to, I'm gonna make it work. I obviously can't make up a half of a row somewhere. I'm not really sure how we'll go about that yet, but when we get there, we'll worry about that then. I just kind of wanted to give you a quick overview of what I have thought of so far. I also stopped here because we are gonna start adding some glitter in, and our hair tinsel is here. So these are super long pieces, which is going to be perfect because this section is not that long, so I might not even have to like knot them and connect them together, but let's kind of run through some of these colors. I wanna see what we got, and I haven't opened them yet. I know we're definitely gonna need blue, and I know we're definitely going to need green. Like I said, I haven't done this yet, but I do think this is going to be a very cost-effective way to add the same effect to the bag that this real bag has without spending money on unnecessary yarn you're not going to find yourself using later. If you're a glitter person though, I would recommend you just get the Twinkle yarn by Big Twist. It's a good yarn. I'm just not someone who works with a glitter yarn often. I don't know what else I would be making with it, so that's why we went for the hair tinsel method and just adding the glitter in that way. Also, it's fun to try to crochet with different things, and I've never crocheted with hair tinsel before, so we're gonna give it a shot. This blue, guys, is going to just be the perfect color. Look how long these are. This is going to be plenty for each row. I'm so excited to use these. I actually think we're gonna go for this deep blue when I originally thought we would maybe do this lighter blue. It was the color on top, but this deep blue kind of seems more in line with the bag style. I'll have to look at the reference photo again and really get an idea, but just regular silver, rainbow if you wanted to add some rainbow in, and then our green. I'm really thinking this is going to be a great way to do it, and I can't wait to tell you, because if it works out, I'll definitely link this hair tinsel in the description box so you can grab some if you're planning on recreating this bag as well. I'm assuming it's also going to be pretty durable and not snap while I'm working with it, because it's meant to be in your hair, and obviously, you know, you're using a brush on your hair and all that stuff. So I'm thinking the durability of this might be pretty good. But yeah, here's the green out of the packaging. I think that's enough of an update for now. Like I said, I just wanted you to get a good idea of what kind of my thought process is through this bag, but this is our update for right now. Alright, so I learned my lesson with the row of this blue here. I severely underestimated the amount of tinsel I would need. I'm actually embarrassed how I thought one of those strands would work the whole row. I ended up needing 4 strands. Well, 4 separate times I attached the tinsel. So we needed a lot of strands actually. And I still actually have plenty left, so I'll have plenty for when we need the blue again, which is great. But you can see a little bit here where the tinsel is coming through. It's definitely kind of a pain to work up for the little payoff that there is, but I am going to continue doing it because I'm still happy with the way it looks. It's just kind of a pain in the butt to do it. Next, I have the row of pink, and it has a what appears to be like silvery tinsel in it. So I have my silver. This one goes almost all the way across, but not quite. So I only attached 3 of them together, but I pre-attached them instead of having to make an individual slip knot and put each one on as we go. So now, see, we're learning. So we have one ginormous strand of silver tinsel, and I'm just going to incorporate that in with my pink round, and I think that that is just going to be a lot easier than adding it in all the time. And then you can see I have all of these areas where it's sticking out and stuff. I have to deal with all of those later. So that should minimize this and just make the whole process a lot more seamless and a lot less tricky. So let's see how this row works, and I will update you what I think of this new technique. Okay, it's a little while later and I just wanted to update you. We have the whole entire first panel done. I think it looks awesome. It's actually a little bit taller and larger than I anticipated it being, but I think it's gonna be fine. Once I figured out the hair tinsel by connecting all the strands beforehand and then just crocheting with them along, it was a lot easier. You can see over here we even did like a color change with the glitter. It ended up working out a lot better that way. You can see the disaster that is right here behind me. But anyway, I have this all finished now, so I'm gonna put this away. What?
I was looking at the disaster.
I'm gonna take a break from this for a while because we made some pretty good progress on it, and I will pick this back up maybe later tonight or something, and I'll update you on the other side of our bag, and then we can seam it together and try to do the lettering and all the fun stuff that I'm really excited for. So I will catch you guys in just a moment, but just wanted to show you the update. The first side is completely finished, and so far I'm pretty happy with it. so it's many hours later, but I finally have all of our pieces of the bag completed. Ends are mostly woven in is a loose term, but they are at least tied in some places. These ended up being 16 rows high each. So after I did the first one, I didn't actually even count. And I was finishing up the second one. I'm like, I better make sure these are both the same amount of rows. So they both came out to 16, which is great. That means the pictures were a really good representation of each individual row, and it helped me get the exact amount of rows on both sides. So I'm very happy about that. You know how we had all the crazy like tinsel sticking out and stuff? I cannot recommend a good way to get the tinsel to be hidden. It's very tricky to weave in the ends. But the reason I can't recommend how I did it is because if you look right here, you can see I almost lit the whole bag on fire. So that should tell you the method I used. But I'm not gonna recommend that because I don't think it's safe, and I don't think you guys should be trying that. I think they're just so intertwined in the double crochet that I don't really think you need to worry about it. I think if you snip them, it'll be perfectly fine. You won't have any other issues with unraveling. So we've got both sides done, amazing. And then, as anxious as we all are to finally like construct this bag and put it together, I think I'm going to go ahead and try to embroider the Mew Mew part onto the bag first. I'm either gonna embroider it or just freehand make up some letters and then stitch them onto the bag. I'm kind of leaning towards that way more than embroidery because I don't really love embroidery and it doesn't look like it's embroidered, although I could probably use like a chunkier yarn and embroider it. I bet would be fine, but I really think I would just want to try my hand at crocheting the letters and going that route first before I resort to embroidery. Especially with double crochets, like trying to embroider on double crochet can be very challenging, and I want them to be, you know, even and the same. So we're gonna go for that. I did freehand in my spare time 1M, my test run with it. It's not anywhere near the same M. This is like giving Mickey Mouse M almost, and these M's are very just much like 2 humps and that's it. So I'm thinking about just trying to make 2 U's, connect them in the middle parts and flip it upside down to make M's with like the proper hump that they have in them. And then the I will be very simple, obviously, and the U will be easy if we can get the M down. So the M is our main goal on getting that sorted, and then we can go from there. I'm just gonna play around for a little bit with ways to make the M, but it's gonna be way easier for me to tack it on to here first before I put the whole bag together, even though I just wanna do that already. But I need to be patient and do the Mew Mew part first before I put the bag together. I think that's the most educated choice I can make. And then we'll have the zipper liner and the strap. Very nervous for the strap, but we will get there. I think we are gonna be able to make it work with what we have. TBD. But yes, update is it came out perfectly. The photos were a great reference point for this bag. Obviously some of our colors are not perfect because we are using scrap yarn only, but I think they're close enough to give the same exact effect. Also, I'm not trying to like promote copying in any way. This is just a really fun way for us to test our skill and see if we can replicate the bag. I'm not gonna be selling this bag or anything, so there's no issues with like claiming it as my own or selling it. It's just a fun way for me to try something new that I haven't done before. So in no way am I promoting copying or stealing other designers' ideas. I just think it's fun to make it a challenge. And that's all we're doing. It's just for good fun. So I just wanted to really drive that home because as someone who is a fiber artist designer, I have had people copy my work before and claim it as their own, and that really sucks. So I'm not by any means doing that. That's all I wanted to say about that. Let's get to some M's. Hopefully we can get a good rounded M out of this so we don't have to use Mickey Mouse M's, but we'll see what we get. Oh my goodness, scrapping this M. We figured it out. The double U, stitching them together in the middle, was literally the perfect idea. I'm gonna show you what I ended up with here. I'm very excited about it. So well, let me flip you around and I can show you instead of talking about it. Look at this. So this is the center of the bag. I just put a little stitch marker so I could find the dead center, and I lined it up to the best of my ability to match this. There's a weird shadow casting, but here you can see, like, I think this is pretty much almost exact to that. I'm so excited about this. So I'm going to go ahead and make the other set of Miu Miu, and then I'm gonna sew these down onto the bag, just whip stitch them to the bag. Then we can actually construct the bag. But I also went the extra mile and just ironed these so they lay really nice and flat. But I'm so excited about how they came out. Way better than like, let's look at our original M. No, terrible, hate it. I will catch back with you once I sew this down. Okay, it's getting pretty late in the day. I ended up whip stitching the sides of the bag together. So now we just have this giant circle, and that ended up working perfectly. You really can't see black yarn in the bag. You can only kind of see the seam, which is exactly what we wanted. The biggest tip for this, I can say, is just as you're going down, keep making sure you're lining up your rows. So that's the only tip I have for that part. Other than that, pretty self-explanatory. Last thing I'm gonna do today is just get the bottom of the bag on. I'm gonna attach this part, and then I'm gonna take a break for today. I think we've been at this long enough. Tomorrow we'll really get the inside done, and then the strap, and then we're all through. So that's awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna attach the bottom of the bag the same way I did the top. I'm going to do this inside out as well. So when I turn it all right side out, it'll look pretty on the outside. So it can look ugly on the inside is totally fine. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna try to attach this on really fast, and then that's it for today. Hi guys, so it's a new day, and today is all about zippers, linings, and bag strap. Now, last night after I put this project away, I did a lot of thinking about it, and we are going to kind of alter some of the designs in this bag to make it more functional, and also so I can get this done and out to you in the time I have left allotted. So I cheated a little bit, and I ended up ordering a strap off of Amazon. It's gonna be here tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's Sunday. The video is coming to you Monday, so it's a little bit of time crunch, but I ordered it for overnight delivery from Amazon, so it should be here by then. It's still the same idea of the shoulder strap, but it's just going to be a brown leather strap I bought off Amazon instead of using what I already had. Originally, I have a bunch of straps that look like this. I use them for my wine carriers, and I had the idea of bending up the side, kind of attaching the lobster clip here, sewing this to the bag, then attaching the hardware to the bag. And that seemed like an okay idea, only I'm going to have to end up sewing through this with my sewing machine. I've never sewed through pleather before, so I don't feel comfortable doing that. I'm also nervous. I don't want to like break my needle and stuff. I don't have like a proper needle for leather, so that's why I'm skipping that part of the bag. The next little alteration we're gonna make is, I am not so much a silver girly like this bag is in the pictures. The hardware is all silver. I like gold, so we are gonna alter it to gold, and the main reason we're doing that is because a really fun aspect of this bag is a lot of people add all these charms to the bag, which I think is so fun. And I found this last night when I was surfing through things, just kind of brainstorming. I found this cherry little keychain I bought a long time ago to put on my keyring, and it just never made the cut, and it's gold. And so I didn't want to mix hardwares like that, so that's kind of how we got onto our gold phase. But this is gonna look so cute on the bag in the end. I think it's just gonna help like really pull it together and give it like a really fun look. So that's kind of like the direction we're heading there. I do have my giant bin of scrap fabric that I just keep, or I buy for a project. I never get around to it, whatever the case may be. And as I was surfing through this as well, after I had already found the cherry charm, I found this fabric, which I believe I'm gonna have enough of. This was something I bought for a project long ago and then just never ended up using. But I have a really good amount of this fabric, and it's just going to be perfect for this bag. This made me so excited. I have loads of zippers in here. This is perks of being a craft hoarder, is that you always have almost everything you need for a project, it seems like. So I'm gonna go for a black zipper. I have red too, that could have matched the cherries, but I think I just wanna do black. have the black liner, and I'm just gonna assemble this part and then we'll attach it to the bag after. So I'm gonna hop on my sewing machine and put these together and then we'll sew it into the bag. This just could not have worked out more perfectly and I'm so excited about it. This project is just becoming full of first times for everything. But I did something else different after I used my sewing machine to sew the zipper onto the liner and sew the liner closed. And I just decided to hand stitch on, like I was showing you, the zipper part onto the bag. I don't usually hand stitch it. I typically just go ahead and use my sewing machine because it takes like no time at all. But I really wanted to take my time and have this be perfect. Sometimes I have to redo it on the sewing machine and I don't want that to happen. It's just been nice to sit back, relax, and watch a show while I sew the zipper onto the bag. I'm just using a mattress stitch in case you're interested. So we have one side down, but then as I was going, I was like, how am I gonna attach these D-rings, which is this piece of hardware we'll need to put the strap on, and I need to attach those to the actual physical bag. I'm thinking, what color am I gonna use? I still wanted to do the leather look a little bit, and then I just had this great idea. So I have this little piece of leather. I have lots of stuff for bag making products. I make lots of bags, so that's why I have a lot of this stuff. But this you can get at just Joann's. It's just this little piece of real leather crafts. I cut 2 strips off the end, and then I have my screws I use for my beanies every year for craft shows. I had some of those, and this was just what I ended up with for the side of the bag. I think it's perfect. I just put the D-ring on there, and then it's really gonna help tie in the brown leather strap. I just feel like that looks really nice. It still looks expensive and elegant. And yeah, it was just a nice little way to add some more leather detail to it. So I have to do that on this side now before I end up sewing the sides of the bag closed. So that's why I just decided to test this out and see if it would work. This is a great fix for a no-sew leather idea, and I just took my scissors and punched a hole through to put the screw through. No special tools needed. I'm sure there's like a better way you could do that, but this worked out. You can't see where I punched it through, so I think this really is just going to be the perfect way to add the D-rings on without just crocheting them on and it just not looking quite as nice. So I'm very happy with that. I just wanted to update you that that's what I'm going to be doing on this side now. I just have to attach the other one and then I can finish sewing on this side. This side's not sewed on yet. So I wanted to show you that. It's looking so cute. The cherry liner, it was the way to go. I'm liking this project more and more as we go along. So that's our update for now. Okay, so our D-rings are attached, our zipper and liner are officially in the bag. It's all put together, it's sitting right here. It's looking good. I'm very happy with the way it's starting to turn out. This bag is definitely larger than the example picture, but that is okay. You know, for a first shot with this, I'm still pretty happy. So yeah, now we're just waiting for the strap to come in. That's basically our last part. I'll show you the inside. I love the way it looks. I even actually enjoyed mattress stitching by hand the bag and the liner together. It just really has a nice clean look. I also don't get that seam that I sometimes will get when I use the sewing machine on the outsides. The last step for today before we close out and just anxiously wait for the strap to get here is I want to add that little tassel to the zipper that they have. My zipper is just an all-purpose zipper from Joann's, so it's not very fancy schmancy like the one in the picture is, but I do want to add that little tassel and just to keep tying in the leather element to the bag. So you might not be surprised, I have this little strand of leather cord here, again from more projects or whatever, why I kept this, who knows, but I'm glad I did. because I'm going to just make a little knot it straight onto our zipper here just to add a little something, and I think it'll really help keep tying the leather elements in and making the bag look a little more elevated. So I'm gonna do that really quick. That's our last step for today, and then after I show you this, the next time I see you will be for the final reveal with the strap on. It is hot outside today, but I hope you guys enjoyed that final reveal of the bag. I know we worked really hard this week on making it. This bag did end up, you know, taking some detours during the trip, but as most crochet projects and just craft projects in general do, that just tends to happen, and it's just part of the process. But it's a part of the process I actually find to be quite fun, so I don't mind it. I love testing my skill, trying new things. And what do we think, guys? Do we think this is a good dupe for $17? That's how much this bag ended up costing me to make. So for $17, would you say this is a dupe, a cousin, a long lost sister maybe? I don't know. I think for $17 I can swing it. I'm pretty happy with it. We did a center seam for the first time on a side of a bag, which I loved. It was my first time doing this leather work to attach the hardware. I think crocheting with the hair tinsel was a great alternative, so I would definitely recommend doing that. I think this strap that we got, for how cheap it was and how fast it got here, I really think it was a great option, so I would highly recommend. I'm going to link the hair tinsel and the strap down in the description box for you so you can grab some if you plan on doing a recreation of this bag. Also, let me know if you'll be recreating this bag or taking at least a heavy inspiration from it and making it something of your own. If you like this video, guys, definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up. It lets me know you guys are enjoying the videos and would like to see more like this. If there's another designer bag you'd like me to recreate, or any type of bag, any kind of recreation, drop it down below and I'll take a look at it. I love trying to make something off of just solely a picture. It's such a fun way for me to test my skill and see what I can do. So definitely let me know if there's something else you have in mind you'd like to see me make. I'm totally open to suggestions. Share this with your other crochet friends, or maybe your bougie friends who can't afford a $1,400 bag. It's not me, but maybe it's somebody. If you're new here, guys, don't forget to subscribe. I put out new videos every Monday and occasionally on Thursdays. This Thursday is going to be the first day of summer officially. I'll be back sharing some summer must-make patterns that I think are gonna be great summer staples and just fun little quick projects for the summer. So if you're interested in that, definitely come back Thursday and we can hang out again. Other than that, guys, as always, thank you so much for letting me take up a little bit of your time here on the internet today. I will be seeing you in my next one. Bye!